Folks, welcome back to the garage. I'm out here today with this 2008 Versys 650 that I've been storing for a buddy of mine for a few weeks now. And the other day he came to me and asked me to do him a solid and install this Puig windscreen that he bought for it while I've got it in my garage and off the road. And of course I said yes, because I know an opportunity when I see one. So we're going to tackle that job today. But first, we're going to take the bike for a ride and get a feel for how much wind does the stock windscreen block. And then we're going to take the bike for a ride afterwards and check out how much wind the aftermarket one blocks. So, just a couple of things to note before we do that. First, this windscreen is installed in the highest position, meaning this is going to be the best case scenario. Second, I always struggle with how to capture audio in a way that you as the viewer can get a feel for how much sound am I hearing. And the way I like to do this is to install this lav mic inside my helmet, like you see here. But we're burning daylight, so let's hit the road. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Alright, 75 miles an hour right here. Wind hits me about right on the chin.
And like magic, we're back in the garage. Hopefully the audio will come out okay and you'll be able to get the full effect, but just in case, I find if I put my hand about right here, down here I've got still air, and above here, kind of chin level, I've got the full 75 mile an hour wind with the stock windscreen. So I would say that the boundary is right at chin level for me, and I'm 5'11". So let me go ahead and get you a better view, and we'll go ahead and get this new windscreen swapped on there. Before I start removing anything, just a quick note. I don't think these are the stock fasteners. For one thing, they have a nut on the back, like you see here, and I'd be shocked if Kawasaki put this bike together that way. So what I expect is stock, but I don't have a stock bike to check, is that these holes here, you see, would have rubber well nuts in them, and then you'd have a much smaller bolt that fits into them. I don't have any way of checking that currently, but I suspect that's what stock is on this bike. And what I have here are completely different fasteners. So, that's just a note that if you're following along, your bike may have different hardware and you may have to do this differently than I am, but it'll be close. For my part, the only tools I should need to do this swap are a 10mm ratchet or wrench for the nuts on the back and this 5mm hex bit. So we'll go ahead and get these removed. All right, there it is removed. If you've got any dirt on these, that's a good time to clean that off. And now it's time to get the new one and put that on there. All right, so our new screen goes like this. Just like the stock one, I'm installing this in the highest position so that we get the best case scenario. You can obviously install yours lower if you want a little bit more wind on your face, but something tells me my buddy wants all the wind protection he can get. So that's what we're doing. So we get one fastener in there and kind of tighten it down. Then the other should be a piece of cake. Then once you get them all on there, tighten them down gently. One thing you're going to want to be careful with on this new windscreen, because this is acrylic and not polycarbonate like the original one, is you don't want to over tighten these fasteners. This acrylic is pretty brittle and it's real easy to scratch. So you want to be careful not to over tighten them and crack it. And I've seen these things crack just from being washed. So be real careful when you tighten them down. They really just need to be snug so they don't fall out. This is obviously not a load-bearing part. All right, there we go. Got our new screen installed. Made sure that we didn't over-tighten our bolts. For those of you wondering what they look like side by side, here's the stock one. You can see we've got a couple extra inches at the top and maybe an inch or so of extra width all the way around. So this is significantly bigger, and one would think that it would keep the wind off of us better than the stock one, but there's only one way to find out, so you know what that means.
That's right. Time to go for another ride. way better. Boundary between the still air and the moving air is right about eye level now. It leaks around the visor in my helmet and makes some noise. There's a lot less blast. Shockingly good. I didn't think it was going to be that good.
Alright, well there we go. I hope it came out in the riding video just how much of a difference this makes, but it makes a pretty big difference. I was honestly surprised. When I've done these things in the past, they didn't make as big a difference as this one happens to. Maybe it's the shape of it. I don't know. Anyway, if you're on the fence about this Puig windscreen, I say absolutely go for it. I don't think you'll regret it. But as always, I hope this helped you out, and I will see you in the next one.